I'm on the corner of Church and Elliott, as you can see. Standing here, I'm across the street from a house that has been boarded up and abandoned for what residents and neighbors say approximately 10 years. This is one of the biggest problems facing the area in and around downtown in the residential area because of the urban blight and the people renting out their houses, and then after not being able to sell their house just gets boarded up and left to go to ruins. This is an especially concerning problem here because we are directly across the street from a school. So the troubling aspect to this is that we have a dwindling number of schools in the core as it is. The school boards, working from the mandate from the province, have not been successful in keeping the schools open in the core, especially the separate school board. This is one of the only area schools with a daycare center in it as well. So what we have is directly across the street, we've got this house where we'll go take a look. I mean, obviously the weeds and the trees, you can see the condition of the house, but just the fact that just steps from the sidewalk where I'm sure hundreds of kids cross every day, there's all kinds of safety issues. When I walked through here the other day, I noticed this down power cable that I'm guessing is not live, but the wires are all exposed. The pole is coming directly off the building. There's all kinds of, this window is exposed and could easily be broken. There are other things in and around the area that are very dangerous for anybody, but kids especially. What makes it even more frustrating is that the house next door is also boarded up and abandoned. You've got two houses right next to each other, completely abandoned and left here for years and years, and nothing is done about it. Now what this house has, this has got a notice on the front door, I noticed, and the latest date on the notice is June 25th, I believe. So we'll come across to the front steps. So this one here is dated June 22nd, 2010 for the entire property of tall grass and weeds. So the conditions from this property is just about the tall grass and weeds. But nobody is dealing with the fact that both of these properties, that house there and this house here, have been completely abandoned and left empty in the middle of one of the densest residential areas, specifically because it's the only area where it's close to the schools. Any families looking to move into this area with young children would never want to live here. So this is something that needs to get addressed, whether it's changing the bylaws, whether it's working with the bylaws that are here. There are a lot of different things that can be done. The city comes and posts things and posts notices, but they have to act more in finding out who the owner of the property is and dealing with that person on a separate level instead of just only on this issue where they're letting this property to go to waste. If they own other properties in the city, they should somehow be held accountable through that as well. I guess the ultimate question is simply, would you want to live next door to this? And would you want your kids to be going to school right across the street from this? If not, something needs to be done. To say that we can't simply do it is just pawning off responsibility and not dealing with the fact and with the issues that are hurting our neighborhoods. This is a great residential neighborhood. This is Church Street next to Elliott. We're blocks from Willette Avenue. A couple streets over is beautiful Victoria. Just this way down here, you'll see the tall buildings of downtown. This is minutes and walking distance from all the downtown amenities. This should be a thriving, vibrant neighborhood. Instead, its residents are dealing with things like this: empty houses, boarded up houses, and houses that, quite honestly, look completely unacceptable.